and it was actually not really me that had the founder mindset. I had a good friend of mine at university, uh, um, really had a very entrepreneurial mindset, and we decided to start a business with. It was, I think, four of us initially.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were young, we were students, and we didn't really know what we were doing.
Sometimes the
But
naivety can really help in the early days, right?
yeah, overconfident and
Experience.
under experienced. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we tried to build some things, and look, obviously it didn't work, but it sort of set that, I guess
The wheel in motion.
that
Yeah.
founder bug, yeah, that desire to to want to create something. And
Uh-huh.
I went and worked out of university, or while I was still at university, I was working for a company doing embedded systems type stuff in Perth. Really, yeah, good company, very innovative, still around today and still doing the same stuff they were doing back then, although they've obviously continued to innovate. They do a lot in the mining industry. A company called Miri Technologies. Paul
Okay.
Dam was the founder there. And possibly still involved, although he'd be getting on a bit these days. But a lot of the people that I worked with there are still involved today. But then I took a job. I got made redundant actually because I was a fresh grad, and they had a slight downturn, and I wasn't obviously producing anything near as useful as other people.
Natural resources has these huge swings anyway, right? So yeah,
Exactly, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, but they're still going today, so they've obviously done well. And then I took a job over in New Zealand. Not with any, I wanted to go backpacking around Europe, and I spoke to a recruiter and I said, oh, look, I want to get a job in Sydney, make a bit of money, and then go traveling. And said, oh, look, I don't have anything in Sydney, but he said, oh, but I have this thing in New Zealand, and I think you might be a good fit for. And I went. I didn't know. I'd been to New Zealand as a 17-year-old on a band, like a jazz band thing
Yeah, yeah,
tour,
yeah.
and but didn't know too much about it. But yeah, did the interviews. They flew me over
Awesome.
and worked with some really amazing engineers actually. One of those guys is now, I believe, the managing director of the group.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Excellent. Yeah.
so he's stuck with that. Yeah, a lot of those guys did very well out of that, and I'm sure had I stuck around, I would have done very well out of it. But I was,
In
just
the end, the
determined
founder bug
to
had
to
bit
do
you, right?
something else. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'd love to keep talking for a long time, Glenn, but we're almost running out of time. So last
No problem.
question is, when you meet with younger founders, people who are a bit behind you, what is the one piece of advice you would give them?
Ooh, well, first of all, I encourage them because I think it's awesome that they're trying
Hmm.
to do their own thing, right? And we have some of the partners that we've signed up that are super young. One guy's like 23, and I'm like, yeah, man, go for it. You're like me 25 years ago, right? So, yeah, one, back yourself, but also, if you want to get there quicker, find some good coaches or advisors, and take that advice from people that have been there and done that, because it really is one of the most helpful things that I've had. And I didn't necessarily actively seek it out when I was in my 20s, but I have at various periods, and it's been a really helpful thing to do.
Excellent.